Reporter asks Trump if he's too scared to fire Mueller. His reply silences room by that conservative girl politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. President Donald Trump spent several days hosting Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at Mar-a-Lago this week. During a joint press conference with the two world leaders on Thursday, a reporter brazenly asked the U.S. president if he is too scared to fire special counsel Robert Mueller. Trump's reply immediately silenced the room and showed the insolent reporter who's boss. By all accounts, President Donald Trump's time with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at Mar-a-Lago this week was a resounding success. The pair has kindled a tight relationship ever since the 45th president took office, and that relationship will be instrumental as North and South Korea meet for historic peace talks. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe began 2 days of meetings with President Trump at the president's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida Tuesday, just looking over the amount of issues these two world leaders will need to discuss. Their special relationship will be tested in a historic manner. At the start of their meeting, President Trump announced, with Abe at his side, that North and South Korean leaders who are holding their own summit April 27th will seek to finally reach an agreement to formally end the Korean War, which was halted with an armistice in 1953, source Fox News. Despite all that went down between President Donald Trump and his Japanese counterpart this week, however, all reporters wanted to talk about during a joint press conference with the two world leaders on Thursday was the bogus Russia probe. Bloomberg News reporter Jennifer Jacobs even questioned whether Trump was frightened to fire special counsel Robert Mueller or Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, but Trump had the perfect response. Jennifer, let's just take a listen. Right here, instead of me reading it.
To Japan. Thank you. Jennifer Jacobs.
Thank you, Mr. President. On the Mueller probe, have you concluded that it's not worth the political fallout to remove either special counsel Mueller or Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein? And Prime Minister Abe, did the President ask you to provide more funding for U.S. troops in Japan? And what agreement did you reach here in Florida on buying more military equipment from the U.S.?
Jennifer, I can say this, that there was no collusion, and that's been so found, as you know, by the House Intelligence Committee. There's no collusion. There was no collusion with Russia other than by the Democrats, or as I call them, the obstructionists, because they truly are obstructionists. So we are giving tremendous amounts of paper. This was really a hoax created largely by the Democrats as a way of softening the blow of a loss, which is a loss that, frankly, they shouldn't have had from the standpoint that it's very easy for them to have a tremendous advantage in the Electoral College. And this is what it is, and this is where it came from. You look at the kind of money that was paid, probably some went to Russia. You look at Podesta having a company in Russia where nothing happened and people don't talk about it. You look at the fact that their server, the DNC server, was never gotten by the FBI. Why did the FBI take it? The FBI takes what they want. They go in, they wouldn't get the server. This is a hoax. As far as the investigation, nobody has ever been more transparent than I have instructed our lawyers. Be totally transparent. I believe we've given them 1.4 million pages of documents, if you can believe this, and haven't used, that I know of, or for the most part, presidential powers or privilege. So we are hopefully coming to the end. It is a bad thing for our country, very, very bad thing for our country. But there has been no collusion. They won't find any collusion. It doesn't exist. As far as the two gentlemen you told me about, They've been saying, I'm going to get rid of them for the last 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and they're still here. So we want to get the investigation over with, done with, put it behind us, and we have to get back to business with negotiating with this gentleman and plenty of others. But this gentleman is a very tough negotiator, and we have to focus on that. Thank you very much.
Well, as you can see, that's all they basically care about. So, as President Donald Trump noted, if there was any collusion with Russia whatsoever, it was on the part of the Democrats. If Hillary Clinton had been elected, though, there would be no investigation like the one we have seen into Mr. Trump and his campaign. That's putting it mildly. In fact, if Hillary had been elected, the media and the left would have never said a word about Russia or Vladimir Putin. The president said it best: this is no more than a hoax orchestrated by the Democratic Party to soften the blow of their embarrassing election loss, and now, years later, they are still wasting time, money, and resources on it. And I'd go a step further. I don't think it was to soften the blow of an election loss. It was because they're afraid that Trump is going to go after their criminality. And had Hillary been elected, everything would have been swept under the rug. Nobody would have been the wiser. But now things are coming to light. But the more they're digging, the more they're burying themselves. That's what they don't realize, that things are backfiring on them. Basically, that's the bottom line. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.